catchy, another catchy song, heavy, a lot of stuff going on in that song. It's kind of all over the map.
Yeah.
From like slow moving, militant sounding to like just intense, fast sections. Just a cool, I think it's a very cool song.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like that one. I mean, this is probably the one where I say it with every record, but this is probably record more than any other one. I think like every song really like
huge epic section in there. Cool. I forgot about that middle towards the end, that big epic section. Yeah, so it's really cool.
We try to put the epic, we try to put the fast, the intense, the dark, the heavy. You know, it's just a matter of how it's, you know, it just comes
squeeze
together.
It all in.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think every song really has a lot to offer, and yeah, that one's again another unique one. That was, I think, the fourth song I wrote for the record. So, you know, that was kind of like the first one into, had that gap of time between the first three songs, and then that one kind of started off moving into the
right. That was song number 4.
Right. So
we have no names for the songs. We're going in the studio. Yeah. They're just numbered 1 through 11. So that was song number 4 originally. It became song number 10 on the record. So, but yeah, and I think lyrically, it's a strong song as well, and it just talks about the invisible hands, the invisible powers behind the scenes that kind of run the show politically and just across, around the world. You know, the hands that are really making things happen behind the scenes. It's a dark song, so aren't they all? I pull a Gary Holt, but aren't they all?
Yeah, totally. That one,
last one.
That was one of the last song I wrote for this record, and yeah, I mean, the main riff in the beginning was just something I kind of came up with after we got, obviously our goal was to have at least 10 songs for the record, because the songs are a little bit shorter than we've done in the past, so you have to, you just figure at least 10 songs.
But we needed 11 for what reason?
Well, 11, yeah. Once we figured out too, it's like. That made our 100th song too, so
100 songs since our first album.
So that was the 100th song. So once it was a cross between knowing I had this riff that I knew I could do something with because it had a lot of potential, and then knowing I was one song away from 100 songs. So I'm like, all right, we got to make this 10th album 100th song of our career. So we had to do it.
It's like, okay, we got 10 songs, perfect. That's only 99. Okay.
so yeah, I mean, that riff I just took the ball and ran with, and I just felt once I had it definitely had so much potential to be the driving force of the song. So I kind of had that, and I had some other stuff, but then when we went on tour with Marduk, like I mentioned earlier, I had that song. I must have had about
a couple of versions,
12 different versions of that song going back and forth, and it wasn't until we were on tour with Marduk that I was just kind of determined, and I'd get backstage a few times, and we were actually, I believe was it Bristol? Is that the correct city? We were in the UK, and I definitely
it was Bristol,
2 major parts for that song that kind of like drove it home. And once I got home, I was able to complete it. But it was like that one I was real happy with, because it's a very catchy song and very heavy.
And it
dark.
took a while to get that one.
Yeah, I went through many different versions.
We're picky pricks, man. We had a bunch. He's like, how about this? It's just like.
Yeah, you know what it was? It turned out that I had stuff that was just made it longer than it needed to be, and then once I had those 2, I finally got those 2 parts. I just kind of got it to where it needed to be, and it felt right, and I was like, okay, this is it. This is where it's at right now. That's it.
Sometimes that's all it takes. You just need to kind of streamline it, tweak it a little bit, move some stuff around. It's not necessarily the parts. Sometimes the parts are great, just that they're arranged bad, and you just can't.
Yeah, you need to kind of have a certain flow, and then if there's not a flow, if I'm not happy with it, or Ross and Steve aren't happy, you just know it's not right, so it's that one just took a little time, but I'm glad it made it to the record, because I'm very happy with that one. That was one of my favorite ones.
It's a straightforward emo song. It's a very slow, catchy beginning part, almost reminiscent of like Lost Passion, that kind of vibe, just kind of heavy and just like this, kind of just forward moving, and then again it gets to a certain point, it explodes, and it's just like really fast and chaotic. It's just a cool song. A lot of cool leads, but it's a dark one too. And that one we actually debuted already. We've been playing that one live since the summertime.
We did the Summerfest, so we've been playing that one just to kind of obviously it's been
test
long
the
enough.
waters.
We want to get something new out there, just because obviously it's been 3 years since the last record, and we're on doing the festival run, so what, let's break this one out, and that'll actually be the first video track we're going to do for that one. So that's in the works. So
it got received really well. In Australia, the kids loved it. Had so many people come up to us like, "Wow, the new song is really cool, classic emo sounding." So that's good. You know, that's kind of was like the litmus test. You know?
Yeah.
If we got a lot of
And if they didn't like it, well, it was going to be on the record anyways. So.